When an apex predator is trapped in a concrete enclosure, it paces until its mind breaks. If you are 32 years old, sitting in the dark at 3 in the morning clicking through one more level, you are not failing at self-control. You are that predator, and you just found a puzzle box. The animal is not physically starving, but it is biologically understimulated. Its instincts have nowhere to land. Then, a keeper drops a highly complex, mechanically locked puzzle box into the cage containing a single piece of meat. Instantly, the pacing stops. The animal engages furiously with the artificial lock. The challenge is manufactured, but the neurological salvation it provides is real. The modern economic infrastructure often functions like a barren enclosure. Right now, the real world is exhausting. Artificial intelligence is threatening jobs, inflation makes buying a house feel like a myth, and corporate hustle culture demands relentless output for shifting, ambiguous rewards. You hit submit on the 200th meticulously crafted resume. The fan on your laptop whirs. The inbox remains empty. Where does that unspent hunting energy go? From an evolutionary perspective, it appears our brains are wired to expect tangible rewards for physical effort. When society replaces accessible prey with opaque spreadsheets and automated filters, the midnight gaming session is not laziness. It is the mind desperately seeking a hunt to stave off captivity depression. This might explain why this behavior does not feel like escaping reality. It feels like seeking a fairer one. Games operate on a fundamentally different mathematical reality. In these digital environments, effort almost always translates directly into experience points, unlocked skill trees, and clear agency. The game saves your sanity tonight, but it is secretly executing a mathematical trick on your brain that we need to look at in a moment. First, watch what happens to your posture when you drop into the zone. The heavy tension in your shoulders begins to lift. Your breathing slows. Your jaw unclenches. There is a specific finding in the research on human attention that demands a closer look. Behavioral scientists map something called the flow state, a condition where the challenge perfectly matches your skill level, often called the Goldilocks Zone. For many people, this isn't just focus. It is a literal vacation from the part of the brain that generates self-criticism, known as the prefrontal cortex. You aren't playing to win. You are playing to stop hearing your own doubt. The game provides a clear objective, a visible health bar, and an environment that actually respects your effort. You need to see the health bar drop. The contrast is highly visible in our social infrastructure. Industry data suggests a massive migration of adults seeking this feedback loop to replace what they lost offline. Physical community spaces, the traditional third places like local cafes where people used to hang out for free, are rapidly disappearing or monetized to the point of exclusion. So the human drive for connection migrated. Think about a sterile corporate networking event. You exchange transactional pleasantries that mean very little. Everyone is managing their personal brand, terrified of being seen as unproductive. Now, contrast that with logging into a raid. You coordinate with 39 strangers, executing highly complex tactical maneuvers just to take down a boss. It might not be that you hate socializing. It is possible you are just exhausted by sterile, transactional socializing. Multiplayer lobbies serve as a synthetic pact. They offer a merit-based digital brotherhood where social hierarchy is determined purely by competence and reliability under pressure. It satiates the ancient, biological need to belong to a competent hunting party. But there is a specific moment when the illusion fractures. It is 2 in the morning on a Sunday. You have spent the last 6 hours building an empire and optimizing resource extraction in a simulated universe. You feel the genuine exhaustion and pride of a pioneer. Then the server maintenance notification pops up. The screen goes black. You take off the headset. The room is as still as it was 6 hours ago. The only sound is the hum of your computer's cooling fan. Your lower back aches. You look at your phone, and you realize that the leadership skills you just demonstrated to 39 strangers will not help you answer the passive-aggressive email from your boss tomorrow morning. Your physical environment has not improved by a single millimeter. The dishes are still in the sink. The bank account has not moved. The friction of your actual life was merely paused, not processed. Let us look closer at this specific second of transition. When the monitor powers down, the temperature in the room seems to drop. You stand up and walk down the hall for a glass of water. In that short walk, the weight of Monday morning crashes back into your shoulders. The contrast between the godlike sovereignty you held 5 minutes ago and the mundane vulnerability of your real life is staggering. This is the optimization error. The game successfully provides the dopamine of the hunt, but it yields phantom meat. You get the dopamine, you get the pride, but you do not get the calories. The brain feels the triumph of leveling up and the cognitive feedback loop is deeply satisfied. But the physical reality, your finances, your physical fitness, your real-world relational skills, remains malnourished, which is an incredible amount of neurological effort to expend just to watch a digital number go up by 1. The tragedy is not just that you are starving while feeling full. It is that you have slowly redefined yourself as someone who only competes where the rules are guaranteed. You haven't just escaped a broken economy. You have locked yourself out of the messy, uncoded reality of actual human growth, because you no longer trust yourself to survive without a visible health bar. You have traded the terrifying ambiguity of the real world for the safe, predictable mathematics of a simulated one. The environment created the initial need for the puzzle box, but your daily choices maintain the illusion of survival. Psychology researchers often divide this into harmonious versus obsessive passion. Harmonious gaming is playing for the challenge and feeling refreshed. Obsessive gaming is playing to numb pain or avoid real life. The danger is mistaking the plastic puzzle box for actual caloric survival. It is allowing the artificial satiation to pacify your real-world ambition. You are actively choosing the path of least resistance, letting your immense capability drain into a void because you are too exhausted to risk failure in the real world. But safety is not survival. The shift begins when we stop looking at the game as a permanent habitat to hide inside and start seeing it as restorative enrichment. It can be a vital sharpening stone for your instincts after a grueling day, provided you take those sharpened instincts back out into the friction of the real world. The tragedy is leaving those tools buried in a plastic puzzle box when your real life desperately needs them. The next time you sit down at 3 in the morning and the screen lights up, you do not have to turn it off. Just pause for 10 seconds. Acknowledge that you are not broken or lazy. You are just looking for a place where your effort matters. Name the friction you are avoiding, and then play the game. Awareness is the first step out of the enclosure.